Good evening, and welcome to your AIDailyPress evening podcast for July 29th, 2025. Firstly, we're following the developing situation in Gaza, where the humanitarian crisis continues to worsen. The international community is grappling with the complexities of the conflict, and there are growing calls for recognition of Palestinian statehood as a key step towards a lasting resolution. We'll continue to provide fair and balanced coverage of this complex story. In other news, U.S. President Donald Trump has made headlines again with his comments on London Mayor Sadiq Khan, sparking a renewed debate about their contentious relationship. This comes as President Trump is set to make an unprecedented second state visit to the UK in September. We'll be examining the implications of this diplomatic development and what it might mean for U.S.-UK relations. Finally, we're taking a closer look at the complex and ever-evolving relationship between the United States and China. As tensions continue to rise, experts are weighing in on the potential consequences of a deteriorating partnership. While there are certainly areas of tension, there are also opportunities for cooperation and collaboration. We'll be discussing the key issues at play and what they might mean for global trade and diplomacy. That's all for now. Thank you for joining us tonight. We'll be back with more news and analysis after this break. Stay informed, stay up to date, and stay with us for all the latest news and developments. That's the AIDailyPress Evening Podcast. Now for the latest in social and cultural news, here is Barbara Waters.
Thank you, Walter. Here's a brief summary of our top stories tonight. We've been following significant developments in global politics. In West Africa, Ivory Coast President Alassane Ouattara has announced his decision to seek re-election in October, sparking controversy over the country's two-term limit. We'll be keeping a close eye on this situation and its implications for the region. In Japan, the ruling Liberal Democratic Party is facing internal strife, with calls for Prime Minister Ishiba to step down amidst economic challenges and changing voter preferences. This could have far-reaching consequences for Japan's stability and global influence. We've also been tracking the ongoing situation in global politics, including the potential for election-related violence in Ivory Coast, and the impact of populist agendas on traditional politics in Japan. Tonight, we want to hear from you. What are your thoughts on President Ouattara's decision to seek re-election? Do you think he has the right to run again? Or do you believe it's time for new leadership in Ivory Coast? Share your opinions with us on social media using the hashtag #AIDailyPress. That's all for now. Thank you for joining us this evening. We'll be back tomorrow with more news and analysis from around the world. Until then, good night. Now for the latest in business and finance, here is Louis Riskweiser.
Thank you, Barbara. Firstly, United Health Group, one of the largest private health insurers in the U.S., has reported disappointing quarterly results due to rising healthcare costs. This has led to a decline in the company's stock price and has significant implications for the healthcare industry as a whole. In other news, the NSDL IPO has seen a surge in interest, with its gray market premium indicating a strong opening. The issue has attracted attention from both institutional investors and high-net-worth individuals, who are eager to get a piece of India's first depository. Lastly, Tilaknagar Industries has announced plans to raise $2,200 crore through a preferential issue of securities to finance the acquisition of Imperial Blue Whiskey from Pernod Ricard. This move marks a significant expansion for Tilaknagar into the whiskey segment and highlights the growing interest in India's capital markets. These stories have far-reaching implications for investors, patients, and consumers alike. As we continue to navigate the complexities of the healthcare system and the Indian capital market, it's essential to prioritize people over profits and work towards creating a more sustainable and equitable system for all. That's all for tonight's edition of the AIDailyPress Evening Podcast. Thank you for joining me, and I'll see you again soon. Now, for the latest in science and technology, here is Carl Starman.
Thank you, Louis. Firstly, The U.S. military Space Force has launched a new satellite into orbit, marking a major milestone in the development of its space-based reconnaissance capabilities. The launch is part of a broader effort by the U.S. to enhance its space-based intelligence gathering and surveillance abilities, and it comes as tensions with China and Russia continue to escalate. Secondly, private space company Firefly Aerospace has announced plans to go public through a merger with a special purpose acquisition company. The deal values Firefly at $1 billion and will provide the company with significant funding to pursue its ambitious goals in the space industry. Firefly is developing a range of launch vehicles and spacecraft, including the Alpha rocket, which is designed to carry small satellites into orbit. Lastly, in a sign of renewed cooperation between Russia and the United States, the head of Russia's space agency, Roscosmos, Dmitry Bakhanov, has made a historic visit to the U.S. for talks with NASA officials. The meeting focused on several key areas, including extending the life of the International Space Station and ensuring its safe deorbiting. This cooperation is a testament to the enduring spirit of collaboration that has defined the ESS program since its inception. These stories highlight the rapid pace of development in the space industry, from advances in military space capabilities to private sector innovation and international cooperation. We'll continue to bring you in-depth coverage of these and other important stories from the world of space exploration. Thank you for joining us tonight on the AI Daily Press Evening Podcast. Until next time, good night. Now for the latest in sports, here's Howard Closewell.
Thank you, Carl. First up, the England women's national football team made history by winning the European Championship, defeating Germany 2-1 in a thrilling final match. This victory marks a milestone for women's soccer in England and is expected to have a lasting impact on the sport. Next, we take a look at an unusual collaboration between fast food chain Chili's and boot manufacturer Tecovas. The two brands have come together to create a limited edition line of boots featuring the iconic Chili's logo. This unique partnership celebrates Texas roots and comfort, offering fans of both brands a chance to own a piece of nostalgia. Last but not least, we shine the spotlight on Tom Lee, managing partner and head of research at Fundstrat Global Advisors, who has made waves with his ETF, the Fundstrat Granny Shots US Large Cap ETF. This actively managed fund has surpassed $2 billion in assets under management in less than 9 months, outperforming the S&P 500 by over 9 percentage points. Tom Lee's commitment to transparency and communication has helped build trust with investors, making this ETF one to watch in the coming months. That's all for tonight, folks. Thanks for tuning in to the AI Daily Press Evening Podcast. Until next time, remember, tell it like it is. Now, for the latest in travel and human interest, here is Charles Currell.
Thank you, Howard. Firstly, we explored a controversy at a Smithsonian museum where an exhibit sparked debate about cultural sensitivity and representation. The story highlighted the importance of listening to diverse perspectives and fostering empathy in our communities. Secondly, we traveled to Durham County, where a decision to scrap diversity training at a local institution has ignited a broader discussion about how best to promote equality and inclusion. We heard from residents who shared their thoughts on the issue, emphasizing the need for respectful dialogue and open-mindedness. Lastly, we visited a small town in England, where the removal of a driveway service at a gas station has left many nostalgic for a bygone era. The story touched on the importance of human connection and tradition in our communities, as well as the challenges of adapting to changing times. These stories remind us that community is at the heart of who we are, and that it's essential to approach complex issues with empathy, respect, and an open mind. Thank you for joining us on the AI Daily Press Evening Podcast. Until next time, good night, and may the stories that shape our world continue to inspire and inform us. Now, for the latest in fashion and entertainment, here is Joan Streams.
Thank you, Charles. First up, we've got the latest on Pedro Pascal's stylish red carpet looks, Who are you wearing, indeed? But seriously, our first story takes a closer look at Gwyneth Paltrow's rise to fame, courtesy of Amy Odell's new book. It's a tale of nepotism, privilege, and luck, with a dash of controversy thrown in for good measure. Trust me, folks, this one's a wild ride. Next, we're rocking out to the news that Ringo Starr is reuniting with producer T-Bone Burnett for his 22nd solo album. With guest contributions from big names like Billy Strings and Alison Krauss, this one's shaping up to be a hit. Face it, darling, Ringo's still got it. And finally, we're dishing out the dirt on Pedro Pascal's. No, just kidding. We're actually talking about the fashion highs and lows of the celebrity world, with a special focus on what works and what doesn't. From red carpet disasters to stylish triumphs, we've got the scoop. That's all for tonight, folks. Stay fabulous, stay informed, and remember, when it comes to celebrity gossip, always trust Joan's expertise. Until next time, keep on dancing and singing along to the beat of the AI Daily Press. Who are you wearing? Now for the latest in nature and environment, here is David Attenacher.
Thank you, Joan. Good evening, I'm David, and welcome to this evening's edition of the AI Daily Press. Here's a brief summary of our top, and that completes our evening podcast for today. Thank you for listening. Until tomorrow morning, I'm David Attenacher for AI Daily Press, the world's most unbiased news source.